everyone. My name is Jeanette Ramos, and I'm the founder and CEO of It Takes a Village Housing. It Takes a Village Housing is a nonprofit organization geared towards helping mothers get the services that they need to raise their children. It's going to provide not only drug treatment services for our mothers, but mentors for our children, home economics for our mothers. This is going to be a one-stop shop that's going to provide for our families. Drugs and alcohol seem to be a big part of our society, and how we eradicate that will be based upon what we do for this population. We're always looking for donations. Help us out with those donations. Anything that you can give would be a great help. We're always looking for beds. We're looking for toiletries. We're looking for money. And anything that you can provide us would be of great help. So if you're willing to provide this population with a second chance at life, check out my website at ittakesavillage1.org, or you can email me at ittakesavillagem@gmail.com. Here's to It Takes a Village Housing, and I look forward to meeting with each and every one of you.
You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me.
Thank you for joining me. Your hostess, Dominique Rivera, the Oracle of Apollo, and you are watching Divine Encounters. Today is Sunday. Wait, no, it's not Sunday. It is Wednesday. Where am I at, bruh? It is Wednesday night, supernatural story time. You guys already know I have a different guest each week, and they bring you a supernatural story, so that way you can see the unseen through the eyes of an oracle, and specifically more like my guest. Yeah. All right, let me know in the comment section below who is all here. Make sure you have your high quality H2O. This is not a passive viewing experience, but one where you're going to, if you play fully out, you'll be able to shift your energy by the end of this feed. All right, so to your health, wealth, and prosperity, let's get this show started. Yes. I am welcoming everybody right now. It is a fantastic day. These are my favorite types of stories. You guys know I love me a good story. It is kind of like the chef's kiss. The chef's kiss. All right, so let's bring my guest on. You guys have seen him on here before. He is doing a part 2 tonight, and I am loving that. We're going to be talking about past lives, one of my favorite subjects, and how they come into that present moment. Shout out to Mizoline, who is here. Thank you for being here. Hey, Michelle Moore, I see you. And the bestie. Hey, bestie, how you doing? You're looking cute today in your profile pic. All right, let's bring my guest on tonight. Whoop, whoop. You've arrived. Thank you for being here.
Arrived. I'm here and now.
And we can hear you, which is fantastic.
That's great. That's great.
Let everybody know at home a little bit about you and who you are, my beautiful friend.
My name is Sean Jones. I'm a spiritual healer. I've been in the healing arts for about 13 years. I also teach Qigong and conscious relationships. And I also like to share through my growth of trauma in my past to help people grow and evolve into their power.
Nice. I like it. And that's why you're my friend, because I think you're cool.
When I want to be.
We're doing all the things to rise the vibrational energy of the collective.
Working through it.
Working through it. That's the only way to do it, is to work through it.
Say hi.
Hey, so I like to start off every single episode. If this is your first time watching, bienvenidos, ciao. I'd like to start off every single episode before we get into the story time by raising our energy, by raising our awareness. And so I'd like to start off with a one card message for the collective. So to that I say, what's good? Alrighty, we have here the World Cosmos card. And if you are savvy to tarot, this card is just basically the World card in the regular tarot, but it got a fancy name here, the World Cosmos. All right, so let's talk about the World card. What does it mean? What is the prompt? The prompt today is vibrational attainment. What? I love that. Here is the little story for you all today. We're going to go into story mode here. She remembers the little girl she used to be, jumping off the cliff and into these unknown waters of divine magic. And now she lives here, totally at home in this ocean of creation. And she rises out of her vast universe with the world in her hands. And everything is coming to completion. All of the energy is culminating into an exciting new endings of success and joy. She smiles because the closure of fruition is sweet. You've made it. Celebrate. The cycle ends. The circle closes. She asks you to enjoy this coming chapter and to witness your success that is on the way, because soon you will prepare to be a fool once more, poised for another new ocean of possibility. But first, a moment to breathe and to enjoy your accomplishments. You deserve this success. And here's a little poem for today on this card, the World Cosmos. And the poem says, in wholeness, rise now, bright above. The cusp of joy surrounds. Sweet full circle of paths fulfilled. Ascendance skips and bounds. All right. And our angel blessing today is freedom. I'll take that. Anybody else want to claim that in the comment section below? Make sure you do. The angels always want to work with you and through you, but they respect your free will. Mr. Sean, how are you feeling about this message today?
I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah. Freedom, what it's all about. Just coming into our, honoring our full self and letting go of the old thought system, the old paradigms, our old fears, just really coming into our own and celebrating the newness of the new self and letting go of the false self and embracing, I feel like the self that we always kind of knew, but we were fearful to go into. And now we can fully be authentic in that, to step forward, even though we might be a little fearful.
Yes.
So,
that is totally okay to be fearful as long as you are taking action.
Amen. That's right.
I know. I love this card. For me, this card also resonates. Y'all know I was supposed to leave last week to Texas, but we waited an extra week. Don't kill me. We're leaving Monday. So it's the end of one chapter. Bitterness and sweetness coming in full circle, having learned the lessons of needing freedom, valuing freedom, and then becoming freedom. So I think this really resonates with me as well. And I love angel faith because angel faith is the angel of faith and the freedom that it brings. So fantastic. Whoo, all right. Now with that being said, do it even if you're scared. This is everything. Yes,
right.
This right here, man.
Right.
This right here. So let's go ahead now and ask the audience, where are you at energetically in this moment? And Sean, of course, this question is for you as well. Where are you at energetically in this particular moment from 1 to 10? We're going to just take a moment here from 1 to 10, 1 being this is the least amount of energy I can hold in myself. So maybe I'm lethargic, maybe I'm exhausted, maybe I'm depressed. 10, the most amount of energy I can hold within myself. Full steam ahead. Let me know in the comment section below where you are all at. All right. First one up to bat, Marceline. She is at a 10. Go ahead. I love this. If this was a perfume bottle, I would just call, if I had a perfume, it would be called Oracle 10. I love this number, man. Love it. And it resonates with that closure number and into the full again, into the unknown, into the adventure mode, the curious mode, the excitement mode. I am at a 9.26. That's where I'm at right now.
Of course.
How about you, Sean? Where are you at?
I'll say a 9, but I feel like I'm about to pop. So,
Yeah, maybe you'll even reach my 9.26 status.
Maybe.
I feel like I'm on a rocket. I know the energy is rising already. It started there when I asked the question. It already started like going up. Curious 6. I love it. Thank you for being here. All right. It's good to know where we are because we're about to get into it. We're going to breathe in more energy. And what we're going to do is that card that we chose for today, the World Cosmos card, we're going to use the key words for that. So that way we can embody the energy while we're going through it. So you're going to hear a bell. If this is your first time watching, you're going to hear a bell and you're going to close your eyes. Don't worry. I will remind you to open them. We're going to put 60 seconds on the clock. We're going to mindfully breathe and I'm going to send energy transmission to everybody in the moment. So here we go. Get ready and make sure you have your high quality H2O because that's what it's all about. "60 seconds on the clock. Eyes are closed. So we're going to first breathe in the energy of completion and just let that energy go exactly where it needs to go inside of your body. Doesn't need direction. On the exhale, you're releasing. On your next natural inhale, breathe in the energy of success. You've worked hard towards this attainment. It's time to celebrate and be in full circle joy. You have accomplished something here. You have ended a cycle. This is a cycle of ascension. You are moving forward. We're tying up loose ends of the past. We're exhaling what no longer serves us. This opens us to new travel plans and adventures. And this is also a gentle reminder to the body to follow through with our promises, our words, and our oaths. Bring gratitude to your heart space right now. Final breath in, let it go, send it down to the earth. Beautiful. And we're going to go ahead and bring our hands into prayer position or gasho position. And we're going to bow. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes and coming back into the here and the now. And whatever you do, just please don't stand because the vehicle may still be in motion and you might feel lightheaded or dizzy. And I don't want you to harm yourself. So in the comment section below now, what did you feel? Did you feel temperature change, a pressure? Did you feel pain? Did a memory come up? Did you see colors? Did you have sensations that you probably couldn't attribute to anything else? Did you have a release? Coughing, sneezing, any kind of release? Let me know in the comment section below if anything was experienced and your number. 1 being this is the least amount of energy I can hold. 10 being this is the most amount of energy I can hold. And drop that. I like how my Spanish R just came in. Drop that in the comment section below. Those R's, man. Angelo says he felt warm and he's out of 5. Where did you start off at with today, friend? Did you tell me where you? No, you didn't even tell me where you started. All right, but you feel warm and you're out of 5. How about you, Mr. Sean? Where are you at energetically now? And if you felt anything?
Yeah, just spacious, clarity. I did feel warm, the heat rise in this, but I feel like I'm at a 10. I'm there.
It's a 10 party.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. Marceline, she says she feels at a 10 and she felt a deep release. Good job, because you all are the facilitators of your own healing. Whatever you give permission to is what can move. The increments is up to your readiness of releasing that particular field or that particular energy or that thought or that programming or that paradigm. Cindy says she's up to a 9. Hello, Miss Cindy. Michelle felt a release and at peace, and she's also now at a 9. That's pretty awesome. Well, I'm curious what kind of release you guys think you felt. I would love to know. If you don't know, that's also okay. Andrea, she's a bit lighter. She's 7.5 and more focused. Thank you, Andrea, for being here. And we got Jojo. is at a 10. Yeah, 10 party today. I am all about the 10 party. Fantastic. For me, I don't know. I have no number. Am I even here right now? I had to wear extra grounding crystals today. I'm telling you. Am I here? I don't know if I'm here. I'm here though. I'm here. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm here. All right. We're going to be jumping in. I know, right? Oh, Lord. We're going to be jumping into Sean's supernatural story time. So, Sean, are you ready to share with our audience? Of course you are. That's why you're here, right?
That's why I'm here.
Yeah. All right, let's get it. And as I just want to say the irony or the interesting, the thunder hit and I clicked Destiny's name. I'm just saying. The thunder hit and I clicked Destiny. Destiny, what? You got something to tell me? Is something happening right now, Destiny? I need to know.
That's too funny.
Okay, Sean, we're talking about past lives today. You've come on here before. You have shared some interesting stories before, so we're happy to have you back. What do you want to talk about today?
Well, yeah, thank you for having me. Well, just the recap, the first half of my first talk. I learned a lot of how to heal myself through some of the trauma that I had through my through as a child in my young adult life, and through drugs and toxic relationships that brought me to a point to want to heal myself and to learn through the healing arts. And through my spiritual awakening that taught me about myself, and through meditation and breathing exercises, it just took me to that next level. But in that level, I always still had this feeling inside that, that I had more than just one life. I had all these experiences and it just can't be this. And so in that, I had this shoulder injury that I kind of talked about a little bit in the first part. And it just had never gone away. And I just went to all the top doctors in Philly and no one could, figure it out. And so one night after I was done massaging, I went to his friend's house and I ran into this homeless guy. And he asked me for some money. And I said, I'll be back. I got to get something to drink. So when I came back outside, he was telling me about his story and this and that, and it didn't really matter whether it was the truth or not. He seemed humble and he seemed real. So I said, "Listen, do you want some energy work?" And he said, "What's that?" And I said, "Well, here, just sit here." And so I sent kind of like what's it called, Dragon Ball Z, into his hand, and he was like, "Oh, what's that?" I was like, "Oh, this is energy." He's like, I'm good. And so I think I kind of freaked him out a little bit. And he said, so I said, "Here, let me just pray for you." So I just prayed. So I took the man's hand, and it was weird because this man was a little bit, I'm 6'3", he might've been 6'4", but one of his fingers was like two of mine. It was just really weird. So he grabbed my hand and I started praying for him. And then after I was done, I was like, "God bless you." I pulled my hand away. He grabbed my hand back. And then all of a sudden he started channeling.
He started channeling?
He started channeling my life. Didn't know the man, never met the man. And he told me everything in this life, like the abuse I went through. And he particularly said this life.
Wow.
And he said, as a disciple of Christ consciousness, they said, all this has happened for a reason as you follow in the light of God, and yada, yada, yada. I mean, my tears went down my face. I'm like, who is this guy? So I let him go, gave him a hug. He like literally went around the corner, and I went to chase him to see like where he went, and then poof, he was gone. I mean, within that distance, there's no way. And I'm a pretty athletic guy. Like he could have been close somewhere, and he was gone. It was like literally an angel. So that was very thought provoking for me. It was because he was like this life. It kind of stuck in my brain a little bit. So after that, I had planned on moving to Miami. So I moved to Miami and with a buddy of mine, and I started looking up classes for Qigong that I wanted to teach. So I ended up finding this Buddhist temple that they actually allowed me to teach there. So as I was teaching, that shoulder that I was talking about that I had was bothering me for basically about 26 years, started acting up. And one of the Buddhist nuns had came up to me and she said, "Oh, are you okay? Your shoulder bothering you?" I said, "Yeah, it's been for years and this and that." And she's like, "Yeah, I think you've had that for many lifetimes." So I said, "Oh, okay, here it goes again, this whole past life stuff." So she's like, "Why don't we, if you're interested," I said, "I do energy work, but it's regression." I said, "Yeah, I'm totally open." So I go up to the bedroom and she sits down in meditation. And as she's doing that, prior to moving to Miami, one of my mentors, Margaret Claire, shout out, she's an amazing channeler. She told me these 3 specific lives amongst many lives that we've had. And so this lady sits down and she says the exact same 3 lives that I was in. And first one she says, "I see you as a disciple and a follower of Christ." And so it's like, okay, I've heard that before, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it was luck. And so I get on the table, she explains a few things. "I'm not going to touch you." And I swear within 5 minutes, my arms went out and my legs crossed and I went through the crucifixion. And yeah, and I was just like, and it was all involuntary. I couldn't stop it. It just took me over to where my arms, I literally thought that they were going to come out of their sockets. It was like, it was so intense.
When you say intense, like, was this felt like a dream, like kind of like when you're in a dream, you sort of could kind of feel things, or was this like somatic, like you were physically feeling it in your then now body?
Like then now, but it was only 5 minutes. It happened so quickly. I wasn't feeling that. Like usually you get energy work and you kind of feel relaxed and maybe you're in a dream state. We just started and it happened like right away. And so that kind of freaked me out. And then all of a sudden I tried to relax and I couldn't. And then all of a sudden I was speaking, whether it was speaking in light language, but then it went into speaking Hebrew and Aramaic.
Wow.
And yeah, and so the first time doing it, of course, I thought it was just light language, but then we recorded it the second time, and we went through the translation. So I was like, this blew my mind. So that happened, I think, 3 sessions with her, and then the 4th session, she was like, "Why don't we set an intention to move this to another life?" So the second life was I was in a cult, and I killed my best friend's wife over a love affair. So I'm channeling this information for 30 minutes, this dialogue. And, and I was like saying how sorry I was. He's like, "How could you kill my wife?" And I said, "I loved her so much," and going back and forth. And then all of a sudden God said, "See the light, feel the light. No one is at fault. Everything is forgiven." And my whole body went up in the air. And then I came down and I said, "Buddha, Buddha, I love Buddha." And I literally for 45 minutes straight told a story of me being a Buddha, leaving my family, going out into the village to basically be of service. And as I looked through the soul of this woman's eye, it's like I literally went in her eye and into her soul and back out into sitting underneath a Bodhi tree and meditating for 12 hours. And that experience went into channeling for the lady, and then I channel for myself. So that was not only a gift that this woman had opened me up, or whatever was supposed to happen. I learned a little bit about my past lives, but I also learned that, oh wow, I had this gift of channeling. I can connect with spirit in my past lives now and be able to help guide other people. So that helped me explain a lot with my shoulder that was going on. But that was just a crumb of what was really going on with my past lives. So I would say 5 years later, I had met another mentor who did some of the same work, who I got into the conscious relationships, who was another channeler. So this gentleman was at the Mind Body Spirit Expo, which I'm sure everyone's heard. That was probably like 10 years ago. They used to have in the city. And my mom was helping me set up my station, doing my massage and healing work and stuff. And she's like, there's this guy that I see here that when you were 12 years old, he channeled for me, but I can't really tell if that was him. And so my mom gets online, starts talking to him. It's the same guy. And everything that my mom had said that he had gone through, the choices that she made, not that we're supposed to make the choices what other people say, but because she chose that she felt in staying with my father, because people that haven't heard the story, you know, I was mentally, physically abused. So I had to work through all that. But that, again, that was part of an agreement that I found out later that my mom had to go through, I had to go through, and my stepdad had to go through. And now as it's all evolved, we actually have the most beautiful relationship because of all the lessons that we had learned. So that was another really powerful thing that, you know, a lot of people think that they've had. There's, you know, millions of people have gone through abuse in various ways, but what can you learn from it? You know, what did you learn from it? You know, how much did you play victim? Are you free? Are you still in your mind and in your body from like 30 years ago?
So what do you feel like you learned from that experience?
From the experience from which part?
From the dad part, and you said that everybody had to.
Forgiveness. I mean, it's like as soon as I was able to stop playing the victim, because in that moment we take our trauma and we bring it in the present moment, and obviously it brings us into our false self. It brings us pain. It brings us past memories. So when I was able to just drop that and be in the now and fully love my stepdad and actually, you know, thank him for abusing me. I thanked him for abusing me, because I wouldn't be the person that I am now. The kind of route I was going in through drugs and alcohol, and I am the body and this is who I am. Who knows if I would have even been alive. So that actually going through that painful process was a really gift, having that happen. But in that thanking my stepdad, the more eye opener of this next past life is what will make sense of what this all makes sense from before, is that this warrior energy that I had talked about, because it was, you know, lifting weights, massage, construction, everything was about the body. And so when I had met up with my mentor at this restaurant, a sushi restaurant, it was fully packed with people. And this is when I had just met him after the Mind, Body, Spirit Expo. And I was telling him about my story and what I went through and the abuse. And he was just like, hey, buddy, you know how many people you killed and raped and hurt, this and that? And I was just like, I'm like, what are you talking about? And I'm telling you, like, there's a difference between someone who's going to do work on you and, you know, I literally was in the restaurant and he said that, and it was like all of a sudden spirit closed my eyes and whew, I was there.
Wow.
And it literally was like 300. I could hear the screams of people getting killed, bodies everywhere, swords. So it was like going fast and then slow. And a warrior came at me, and then I chopped his head off. And when I chopped his head off, I opened my eyes and I literally went to throw the table in the restaurant over my mentor's head, and then he jumped across the table to hold the table down. And he said, see, he said, see, do you understand now? And I was just like, literally my adrenaline, cortisol levels. I mean, I was dry heaving. I'm like looking around like, what did you just do? Like, what just happened? And so in that moment, it all became clear why a lot of the times that we get so stuck in what had happened to us, but there may be a different meaning why we went through some of those painful experiences. And not everyone has this, obviously, these really, you know, past life experiences, but I took a lot from it in using it to heal myself, but also those pieces with my family I was able to heal. Because when Robert said, do you see where I'm coming from now? I was able to come from my heart and say, yeah, I wasn't such a good person in my past lives. And I'm telling my stepdad, not that he understood, I said, I thanked him, and he started tearing up, and I hugged him, and it's like that karma just like it just healed that part that we had, that dynamic that we had. And ever since that deep forgiveness and connection, our relationship has never been so better.
Wow. Mezzalene says this gives you a better understanding of now.
Of now.
When you were in that moment, do you remember why? Do you think you know why it was that moment that happened to you? Like at that time of your life, were you able to assimilate that? Like why then? Like,
yes, because at the time, again, it goes back to this energy around my shoulder. It consumed a lot of my mind, even as much mindfulness. I've done every type of healing method, and it just would always a sense of like humble. And so in doing that, in being humble in myself, I was able to have a deeper compassion for others. And whether it's physically or even, mentally, what they're going through.
and what if, so your situation is very unique because people don't jump into past lives so intensely where the whole room disappears and they're fully embodied the past life. Usually there's like a meditation or something more gentle.
Yeah.
If there was any guidance that you could give someone who maybe experienced some kind of intensity that it's making them feel on a wobble because it's so intense, do you have any guidance for someone who's in that mode at this time?
Well, it depends on what type of place that you're in. I mean, if you're in a safe place, if you're at home, I think everything happens for a reason. I mean, no one got harmed and all that. I think that was my mentor triggered something for that to happen, I guess. But when it comes up for people that don't know, the most important is your breath. Most important is your breath, and asking spirit, source, higher power, what is this all about? What can I learn from this? How is it helping me? Because a lot of times there's people that get so into this past life stuff that they're not even in the now. They can't even figure their stuff out in their life now, and they're worried about what had happened in the past.
Right.
So if you can blend them together, say, I understand why things come up now and why I'm in this place I am now, but not to dwell so much in the past.
All right. Mezzalene has a question for you.
Yeah, sure.
How can I get that experience?
A lot of people ask me that question. Well, just on the spot, that I don't know, but I know that someone like myself you can be guided into that. So it's like a way to ask questions, but you're one to give the answer. So I can guide your soul, your spirit into spaces that you ask within yourself that guide you into the past lives, that can give you answers that can help facilitate you in your lessons now, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. And do you think everybody has past lives?
Yeah, I do. Everyone. Yeah. I mean, there are new souls, but I feel that, there could be some ascendant beings of some very small percentage, but I think a lot of people have been here at least, a few 100,000 times.
I've been here a long time.
Yeah.
I know you guys see this 25-year-old young face.
Mm-hmm. I love it. 25, that's the magic number. Totally 25.
25, absolutely. But, I've been here a long time.
No more, no less.
Never older, eternal youth. Can you learn to heal in the now if you learn a little bit about your past life?
Yes, of course. Well, there's two ways because you have to be really careful, because people that are not trained emotionally and mentally, you get into the story and the drama about what had happened in the past. But if you can take what you had gone through in your past life and implement it into the now, then you can not only learn, but you also can heal clearly, have more clarity into healing what's going in the now. Because as you heal now, you're healing your past. Right?
Angelo says past lives are like facet of a prism. Each of them is connected to your present, the light and the dark.
Amen. It's so true.
And I think that's interesting because it's like past lives are not about being good or bad. It's about
Mm-mm.
soul mastery. It's about
Mhm.
the many facets of the shadow, the many facets of the light. We tend to think that when we're in the light, that the light represents goodness and benevolence. And the light can burn. It can burn through. It can
Mhm.
dehydrate you. The sun could kill you. Okay, so there
Mhm.
too much light is not good, and dark does not equate to bad. So
Exactly. Yeah,
right,
I mean,
the
me
many
having that
facets.
warrior energy, I mean, yeah, it made me a person who is about myself and pretentious and selfish in a way for many years, but then that led me to great suffering, which made me want to be selfless and want to be more in my heart. I want to be knowing that I'm not the body. This is just temporary, and moving more from my spirit, uh, which the dark has given me a sense of who I am in the light.
Myzeline asks, has everyone been good and bad in the past lives? And so that I will say yes, because you're here to experience every type of perception that there is. You're here
Mhm.
to experience being the victor and the victim, to have all the contrast. This is the only way that we can become truly enlightened. The same way Sean said, he had his shoulder injury and then it humbled him. The same way when I got really, really sick and I was down for like a good 9 years of my life, and it humbled me. So
Mhm.
everybody has their journey, and that doesn't equate to that something bad necessarily has to happen to you in order for you to suffering doesn't have to happen to you in order for you to experience mastery. But contrast does have to happen, and that will look differently for everybody.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts on that, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the learning curve and understanding your karma and dharma, and then balancing that out. And I think that's what I did for myself in that way.
Nice.
Oh,
So I think here you have a couple people who might be interested in talking to you and having an open dialogue with you.
oh,
My-
cool.
And Mazeline is definitely one of them.
Okay.
Michelle says, I feel honored to hear your story. The energy touched me deeply. Thank you for sharing, sir.
You're very welcome. Yeah.
So let us know at home how people can get in touch with you if they so want to continue the dialogue and expand with you.
Sure. Well, you can reach out to me, Instagram or my website. It's SeanJonesHealing.com. Also, we have my Instagram. You can DM me, and that's spiritual_healer_PA. And also, I'm open. You can call me 215-516-9894. If you have any questions, concern, or even interested going into that space of a past life and being guided there.
Yes,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Angela says, in one of my past lives, I was an ancient priest in both Lemuria and Atlantis. And the other one, I was like the male version of Harley Quinn in Victorian London. Okay, Angelo. Marzaline's all purple hearts. Thanks for
Oh,
sharing. I will be in touch from Andrea. And Destiny says, your
beautiful.
story was so relatable, and I'm glad I could get the opportunity to hear it.
That's
It
awesome.
it definitely is relatable. So is there anything you want to drop off in regards to any messages or any teachings you want to leave an imprint on for whoever is watching right now in regards to this topic?
I mean, regards to this topic, I just think more things are shifting from the old to the new. Is that everyone here has a special gift or something inside within their heart that they know that they want to do, and they're being nudged to do, and that we just need to do it. We just need to step forward. We need to get the support around us. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Even teachers need teachers.
Yes. Yes, they
And
do. Teachers need teachers. Most of my clients now are all coaches. I'm coaching coaches. I would have never thought that would have been my thing. I'm
Mhm.
like, oh wow, like
Yeah.
everybody needs somebody.
don't play small. I mean, I could beat myself in the first chapter from the first session that we had, learning disability, all this stuff, the story, and now I'm a spiritual teacher helping hundreds of people. I mean, I've changed, I've evolved, I'm stepping into my own. You're not the same person you were 5-10 years ago. You're not the same person you were yesterday. So now is the time. And again, I can't ask for help, get support, put yourself out there. Your voice needs to be heard. Your story is very unique for someone to hear so that they can shift and change. And it's just like a ripple in an ocean of love. And we're all trying to just help each other in this collective consciousness.
I love that. And give yourself the grace to fall. It's kind of like, well, I don't expect you to know this, Sean, but it's kind of like when you put on your first pair of high heels and it's just like, do I got the walk yet? And you're like, no, girl, you don't got the walk yet, but you got to give yourself some allowance for grace. Okay. Not everything's going to look smooth and effortless and be high vibe all the time, because that's not what the journey is about. It's about what you do when you come down. It's about what you do when life happens.
Another thing the Spirit just told me, it just popped in my head, is that you just, again, with Dominique said, you just can't be afraid to make mistakes. That was one of my things, is that you had to have it perfect, whether it had to be perfect abs or my Qigong class had to be perfect. I have to study more. I'd be like, there comes a point where we have to trust. We have to let go of the control, knowing that we are whole and complete, and we just have to allow things to be as they are. And trust for the highest good. And so what if we fall? So what if we say a wrong word? Who cares? Laugh, joke, be human. Don't be perfect.
No, perfect is not relatable.
Right. It's just like, because even if you have a great presentation or a class, some people will think that. I've thought that, oh my God, this person had the best presentation. I got to have it all together when I get up there. You don't.
No, because it comes through experience. Confidence comes through experience and practice.
Amen. I agree.
That's it. So we have some difficult questions coming up for you guys, the collective and Sean. Okay. So we're going to be jumping into the question of the day. Okay, here is your question, sir. What is it that fascinates you so much that the thought or feeling of it won't leave you alone? And how do you put this feeling into action right now? And this is for the collective. Everybody watching, this is that hard question that we make you ruminate on. What is it that fascinates me so much that the thought or feeling of it won't leave me alone? And how do I put this feeling into action right now? Put that in the comment section below, seekers. I want to know if you play fully out. You will learn something about yourself today. So let's do it. Okay, Sean. This card just fell out on its own. I did not choose it. So they just wanted to give you a really hard card today.
I'm telling you, this is for me. Just not playing small. I've been given a lot of gifts and came out the other side, and the Spirit just keeps nudging me to just put myself out there, and that's what I'm doing. And I think what has helped me, and not a lot of people like schedules, but I think penciling in a schedule, kind of putting yourself in check, making yourself accountable to do these things. Another good way is, I know that's helped me, even telling a friend or even a mentor or something that you're doing that makes you want to push yourself to fulfill your desires and your dreams in this life. So
I like that, because thoughts create words, words create actions. So when you state that you want to do something, it's like, I can't just be like, oh, I'm going to Texas. I've been singing these Texas songs since, last October. And I can't just be like, okay, I'm not going to go now. I've already told too many people. I got to keep myself accountable. So I think you sharing with a friend, it definitely brings accountability to the table.
Make it fun, not like they have to, but you'd be like, yo, bro, come on, man. You have.
I know you desire that. I know you have something bigger in store. So it's like, I'm just saying it just to help you out. Like if you guys watch Thursday nights here on E360 with Weekly Dose of Daniel, you guys know I'm his cameraman and director. and we went out filming today, and he had been at Cheesecake Factory for 7 years, and I was telling him it's time for you to move on. So I made him give me a timeline. Like, when am I putting my 2 weeks in? And it's actually Tuesday. His 2 weeks end Tuesday.
All
And
right.
so he's moving on to bigger and better things because it has outlived its purpose in his life. And because he told me, and he was actually, you guys saw him here a few weeks back, he wouldn't admit it on camera what it was, our agreement was, and he just refused to say it out loud. But he did tell me in the green room that he was quitting his job. So kudos to him. He's putting his money where his mouth is.
That's what's up.
It is. Elena says reading sacred texts. Oh, I love this. This is what fascinates her, and it won't leave you alone. I feel like when you get that nudge of this thing that won't leave you alone, this is the inspiration, not motivation, but inspiration that spirit places into you so that you can be action oriented. Because inspiration comes with a boost and a dose of confidence and a little bit of risk taking, seeking energy with it. And that's what kind of like propels you forward, because it's heat, it's fire, it's passion, it's guidance. So when you feel it, do something about it. As they say, if you don't use it, you lose it. If you don't use it, you lose it. I do the same so others can unknowingly hold me accountable. Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Because honestly, if it's so secret, that means you're not even trusting yourself to say it out loud, to take action on it. I would say.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about that. All right. Well, thank you guys for playing fully out and sharing that. And if you are watching this on a replay, I still want to know about it. So make sure you throw it in the comment section below. This is your moment for your own self-awareness and expansion. Okay. I was about to call you Uncle Joe. I don't even know why. Joe says, the feeling that I get after a crystal bed. That's the John of God crystal bed session. So you're liking that now, which is a big deal. That's because spirit's like, this feels good. Do more of this for your spirit.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's it. That's all she said. Mic drop. Boom. That is all. All right. So we're going to be going into the midweek collective energy check-in. Sean, I'm going to pop you in the back room. Enjoy a complimentary massage and aloe water. I don't actually know if someone's actually coming for that, but don't worry about it. You'll pop back in a few minutes. We're going to do the midweek collective energy check-in and come back with your final thoughts on the collective midweek. All right. We'll see you in a bit. Okay, ladies and gents, if this is your first time watching, we're jumping into that midweek collective energy check-in. This is going to be a 2, 4, 6, 8. This is going to be an 8-card spread. This is going to be a message for your week. So hang on and hang tight, because there might just be a message in here for you to uplift you this midweek. And these are timeless. So whenever you are watching this episode, it is when this message is meant for you. All right, we are starting nice and strong with the Golden Girls, my new favorite tarot deck. The King of Wands. The King of Wands here, he is a very passionate king. He is an action-oriented king. I like this because this is also about disciplining yourself towards a particular passion. We were just talking about fire a few moments ago, and this king exuberates that fire. He knows what he wants, and he continuously takes actions to achieve and retrieve the things that he knows he is he's dutifully working toward and receiving. Love this. And you can be male or female to be a king. It doesn't matter. Gender is not associated to any of these cards. We are all feminine and masculine. We have the High Priestess Dana coming in here for us. And she says, you have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teachings. To that, I want to say, just like Sean said earlier, you don't have to be perfect. This is not about perfect. We think that when we're working through something spiritual that, this guy had to meditate on a mountain for 15 years just to give you guidance. As a matter of fact, you have gone through things and experiences already now in your now life, in this moment, that can be of service to others. Everybody is a teacher. Even that person that has been divorced 11 times is a teacher, because you can go up to him and ask him, what are the red flags for when a divorce is coming? And he will know because he's been through it 11 times. So everyone is a teacher. So don't sell yourself short. No need for perfection here. Next card is the midweek totem animal card, rhinoceros. Rhinoceros says, still the chatter within to see your true path in life. So if you're trying to figure out, do I go left? Do I go right? I have this king of fire energy, this king of wands energy with me, and I am just not quite sure what to do right now. Maybe the familiar is right behind me and that makes me feel safe. Or even if it doesn't make me feel safe, maybe the unknown triggers me, and that unknown is so vast and so many potentials of what could happen, so many variables, that's actually much scarier than the discomfort I am in right now. So it's important, if you're coming from that kind of headspace, that you do sit down, breathing in and breathing out, sitting with your feelings, being kind to those feelings, and make this a continuous discipline practice. It doesn't have to be 30 minutes. It can be 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes of focused breathing is more powerful than 30 minutes of mind chatter and sitting down. And this is where that divine knowledge is going to come in. This is when you're going to be able to hear the inner wisdom of your higher self is in this particular practice. Love, love, love. Oh, look at this. Oh, we got the bee. I love bee so much because I'm a bee shaman. Anyways, this says bask in love and joy and light. We are in summer. This is my season. This is everybody's season for joy, adventure, creativity, playfulness, tapping into that inner child. Summer is about doing, experiencing. It is the opportunity for expansion through light, and it is the opportunity for expansion through doing, to be with friends, to celebrate, and to enjoy. This is really all about creating habits of joy in this moment in time. Our next card of the evening, as I pull it out. What did I just say? Let me tell you, these cards are saying, did I stutter? But did I stutter? No, you didn't, cards, because you're text. So you literally can't stutter. Live your bliss. Live your joy. Live your happiness. This is the moment. This is your time. You're probably saying, Oracle, but I'm going through this ordeal. Oracle, but I'm going through this transition. Be happy despite what's happening around you, how other people are attempting to make you feel. Miserable people would try to bring you into their misery. Find the happiness in between the cracks. The same way the weeds can grow in between those sidewalk cracks, and you're like, there's not even any speck of dirt in there. They can do it, so can you. And because we are all doing the same thing. We're all reaching for the sun. We're all reaching for the light. We're all reaching up. Live your bliss. Give yourself permission now. We have a knight coming in, the Knight of Swords right here in the present moment. This Knight of Swords, I love it. This is like charging ahead, moving forward. This is the energy that is saying, I am clear now. I know what direction to go in, and I'm headed in that direction now. I don't know what are all the variables. I don't know what is the logistics, but I do know that my mind is clear enough that I can use my confidence, that I have it inside of me, that I can be still enough and charge forward towards the direction of my choice. Okay, this is the Knight of Swords, moving forward at a very fast pace, very, very clearly. We have the Akasha happening here. So for a lot of us, we're going through our karma. This is a part of our story. Your guidance is divinely guided. So wherever you are at right now, that guidance that you might be experiencing through numbers, through animals, through unusual synchronicities or connections, or just happenstance that you may consider happenstance. This is guidance from your team, from your console. They're assisting you and elevating you. They're trying to get your attention, and they are leading you to the correct path. And if you can't hear the channel, change the radio station. And finally, we're concluding this with the Strength card. We have 11 likes on the screen, 11 people watching in Facebook. 11 is the number of this card right now. And 11 is my life path number, the Master Illuminator number. This is all about soul mastery. This number is a mastership number. This is a number of action. This is a number of tenacity. This is a number of I'm here for it and I'm not giving up. This requires great inner strength, this mastery, because mastery means it implies that I'm going to do it regardless. Okay. If I fall, if I fly, I'm going to do it regardless until it feels so effortless. You see a surfer on the water and he's beautiful and graceful and balanced, but he didn't start off that way. None of us start off that way. So this is great inner strength. The big thing here is to release harsh judgments, criticisms that we place on ourselves. Okay. Because what happens is if we place that on ourselves and someone speaks it into existence, that means someone tells that to you, to your face. You're going to believe it. Even though it's an illusion, it's a lie, it's a story, it's a label, it's a limited belief. So this is saying, let that go. Be strong enough to know where your true power lies. Be strong enough to move through the discomfort. Be strong enough to see your own BS in front of you that's creating these labels of why you can't move forward. See the pattern. This is what this card's about. And then this requires your forgiveness for staying longer than you needed, forgiveness for not speaking out, forgiveness of betraying yourself, and compassion because even though we know our life is our doing, compassion because we are fallible human beings who don't always make the best choices for ourselves, but they are the needed choices and they are the best actions that we can take with the limited understanding of where we are at that time. So you have to give yourself credit. You might be an adult, but you're still a child to the universe. All right. So with that, I'm going to give the blessing. This is the angel blessing for the collective. The angel blessing is Sweetness, Angel Daniel, who is the angel of forgiveness, blessing the collective with sweetness. All right. And that's the midweek. So claim your angel blessings there in the comment section below. All right, Sean, how you feel about this in 3 minutes or less?
That's all. I mean, all the cards, I mean, you know, as we saw each other recently, I mean, I think that it just reaffirmed everything that's going on with me. And I think a lot of, you know, healer friends and people making these transitions into what they want to do in this life. And so the king of action is where I'm at right now, and not making that mistakes and letting the old stories of not good enough go, and just coming more into my power and having fun. I mean, I think that inner child, we're so serious, then it becomes work. And if it's things that we really love to do, then you're sending mixed messages out to the universe, and then you're putting out what you don't want to really receive. So, like, take a breath, enjoy one step at a time. You know, that really rang true to me, and about the soul mastery. And no matter what level that we're at, we're perfect where we're at.
Exactly.
We're perfect, exactly where we're supposed to be, wherever that is, and just loving ourselves for that. And then I got from Spirit for even all of us, I said, just enjoying the process of all the changes, as the fruits of your works will follow in divine timing.
Yes, I claim that for myself too. Let me hit the bell for myself, because I know that's
ding,
right.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's it. That's that bell that clears the way. It clears the way, man. Sean, it has been a privilege and an honor to have you on the show again. Everybody here loved your story, and I'm sure, you know, hit that heart button, share this feed. If you guys want Sean back for part 3, let us know in the comment section below, because we are here to tailor this show to you all and your needs. Okay. Thank you, Sean, again, and have a great night. I'm going to pop you in that back room. And all right, everybody, this has been amazing. Make sure that you guys are coming back with me Sunday night, which I will be filming in this location one final time before I head out to Texas land, which then who knows what my background is going to look like. I'm going to be living in a tent, y'all. So maybe I'm just going to be looking like some kind of wildebeest for the next 3 months, but I think I'm okay with that. So expect some wildebeest energy to be coming in to that near future. So let's recap this episode. And of course, we're only going to do that con mucho amor. Do you or someone you know experience something supernatural that has left a positive impact on yourself or the lives of others? Want to share your story on our show? Please email Divine Encounters at e360tv.com. And together, let's create divine experiences. And now, the Oracle's final thoughts con mucho amor.
All right, so this episode was very interesting. I feel like what I learned from here is that we can't always predict what the lessons are that are coming in. Also, that it's interesting that the more we open ourselves up to other people, they might just be a missing piece to your own puzzle that you didn't even know existed. So be open, be kind, be compassionate, because you just might happen to have someone who's actually a door leading you into a whole nother world. May you go forward and create divine experiences to know thyself, love thyself, and remember that divine always has your back. Ciao.
Everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels so much, just remember. Just remember.